Hello, everybody. It's your boy WEEZYFMAMBA, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys once again so much for being here. We really appreciate it. On today's video, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all been waiting for, a brand new best build videos for family members in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The meta has kind of shifted with all the new updates. All the new introduced bugs of toughness and endurance on the other side, and there's just so many things going on that we've kind of had to make a new videos, an updated video for this. We've already recorded the victim side as well, so if you're watching this, the victim sided updated builds are also uploaded, so you can go check that video out as well. But in the meantime, let's get to the family builds. These are all been updated. And some of them stayed the same, some of them haven't. We've made some decisions to make a little bit of changes, but we always want to make sure that I'm giving you the best updated builds in the time of the game's life right now. So what is happening right now is the best. So let's get to it. Popping on over to the live stream. We'll see you over there. Pop off. First things first, ladies and gentlemen, you know the deal. We're going to be heading on over. And we're going to start, like I said, we're just going to go down the middle. We're going to start with Bubba and finish with Haynes. Bubba's changed once again, ladies and gentlemen. With the endurance bug, with the toughness bug, we are officially back in action with Scout. Guys, Leatherface going back from Scout to big swings to big swings to Scout to big swings again, back to Scout. It's been a ride, but we finally got some amazing news. And with one of the most slept on perks in the game, we're going to go ahead and talk about it. First off, we're going to start with Leatherface's Maim, his star sign ability. It's never changed since launch. You're going to want to start with right, mid, and mid. If you don't go mid, you're going to overhead stall every time you swing. So make sure that you go right, mid, mid. Right allows you to get into your overhead stance faster. And then mid allows you to not stall on an overhead swing, and then obviously instant activation allows you to start the chainsaw instantly and cut down pallets instantly in 3 seconds. So super nice. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go up the gut. We're back on Scout. First things first, the best news of the latest patch: rough cut officially, finally, for sure, 100% procs on every swing, hit, overhead, stab, thrust, whatever you call it, officially procs 100% of the time. They have finally, after 18 months, figured out a way to fix rough cut. Hitting a victim with the chainsaw causes 1 HP of extra damage for 7 seconds. It's essentially serrated, but lasts 2 seconds longer. Okay? 7 seconds. So, again, rough cut's working on all hits. Overheads, swings, thrusts, doesn't matter. Perfect. Grab it up. The next best perk is going to be down the rabbit hole, and I promise you guys, this is disgusting. Victims who climb down wells will be highlighted for 17 seconds. This is the most slept on perk for a family member in the game. For 2 reasons. 1, you can help track what location they're going to and cut them off in the basement. But the main reason why down the rabbit hole is so strong is because if they have penetrated, let's say, the generator side, and you have your buddy over there looking in bushes and can't figure out where they are, if they well while they're over there, Bubba can call that out and be like, hey man, they just went down the well, you're good, you can leave. The intel that you gain, not only in the basement from down the rabbit hole, but also upstairs, is key. Trust me, down the rabbit hole procking for me while one of my friends was searching a location absolutely clutched the game up, because I let them know, hey, they welled, and then he was able to leave that spot so he didn't have to waste time searching in bushes that nobody was in. And then obviously the finale going to be that good old Scout. You guys know the deal, how busted Scout is on family, and this doesn't change with Bubba. Makes him faster. He's the fastest character in the game with Scout, and he can cover more ground. You're trying to get to that gap? Guess what? I got Scout. I can hit you before you make it there. You also have access to the best family perk in the game. You're looking at exterior alarms. So again, to get to level 3 allows you to do that. Okay. You also have access to well, which is another strong family perk, grandpa perk. Okay. That is Leatherface. We're going to move on to the, again, the build is rough cut, down the rabbit hole, and scout. You're going to want to put your savagery to max and blood harvesting, the rest in the blood harvesting, simply because you'll get a bigger vial without having to run violence like on the other side of the tree. You're able to feed with Leatherface with this build. You feed 118 blood every time, which is nice. Endurance stat is worthless on Leatherface. He never runs out. So don't waste your points in fucking endurance at all. Okay. Moving on to Cook. We have changed the Cook build slightly. Now that everybody is going back to Scout Bubba and the option to have exterior alarms, we have changed the route for Cook in order to get an extra swing. I'm going to explain this here in just a minute, but we're going to pop over to the main first. There's 2 routes to go on the star sign Seek for Cook. And this is how you play solo queue. Quicker recharge rate, increased detection rate, excuse me, and then all family sees noise. Highlighted victims are marked for the entire family. However, if you are playing in a team with a 3-stack comp, you're going to want to go this route, right, mid, left. To get that increased focus speed, it allows you to call them out instead. So you'll be able to find locations. You don't have to mark them, but this allows you to do that. Okay. So this for sure is the best route to play in a comp. But if you are in a solo queue and nobody's on comms, this is going to be your best way. So there's 2 ways to take this. Perfect. Now, normal circumstances with security pins finally being fixed in the last patch, we don't have to take the unrelenting route anymore, and I'll tell you why. Now, people are going to be like, but you're sacrificing exterior alarms. Well, guess what? With Bubba running exterior alarms and all the brand new Sissy build that everybody is copying, this is going to be 3 killers with exterior alarms. We don't need it. So we can sacrifice it on Cook because it's going to help him out exponentially. We're going to take a right instead. You're going to take a right, pop on up over here and grab that well perk right here. You're then going to head up and take a left at this intersection. You're going to grab one of the worst perks in the game, Warmed Up, but you're going to pop past that and grab Serrated. Victims hit by the perk holder take 1 HP per second of extra damage for the next 5 seconds. We all know that Serrated is busted. We're going to pop on over to the left. Right next to it is Scout. Can you guys believe it? 2 of the best perks in the game right fucking next to each other. Boom. Pop on up. Make sure to take a left because guess what, guys? Even with you going to the right side at the beginning of the tree, you can finish on the left side and still get security pins. This is an absolute necessity perk. It adds 50% harder for victims to unlock your cook locks. Busted. Okay? Absolute meta and has been since launch. Nothing has changed on his perks, Serrated Scout and security pins. The reason why we're going to the right side is because if we go up mid, we get 31 attribute points. But if you take the right side, you get 34. Now, you're gonna be like, well, 3 doesn't matter. Right here is where you're gonna wanna allocate your points. We know that 42 savagery on Cook is 50 savagery. It's the same time to kill, so you don't need to go higher than 42, okay? However, the endurance on the middle build is capped at 34. With this build, it's 37, and it gets you an extra swing before you run out of stamina. This is the wave, I promise you, because now again, with everybody running Scout Bubba and Chase Sissy, they're going to have access to exterior alarms, so you can sacrifice running exterior on Cook. Trust me, it's fine. Also, does anybody ever feed to level 3 anymore? Simply because they get fucking stabbed 19 times a game anyway? It's one of those things. That is the best Cook build that you're going to take. No other loadouts, dude. Just run it. Just run it. Moving on to Hitchhiker. Nothing's changed. Hitchhiker is the same because the build that he has been had access to for the last 10 months has been the best build, bar none. We're going to pop over to this star sign and start there. Trap. You're going to want to go up the gut, get that increased escape difficulty, and then pop over to increased damage and then bleed damage. This is essentially Venom without having to take the Venom route. You're increasing the damage to 33% when they hit a trap, and they have bleed damage. It's busted. The combination is crazy, and it's definitely worth it. You're going to want to pop up the gut, take the middle route, and head on up. You're going to keep going up, and at this intersection, you're going to take a left, and then you're going to continue up and take a left again. And then here, you're going to take a right and grab Serrated, okay? When you're done grabbing Serrated, you're going to head on up to this intersection and take a left. You're going to then take a left at this intersection as well at the top. And the last two perks you're going to need are up top. Feral, which will increase your savagery by 7 points. And then Scout. We all know this perk. Once again, movement speed is increased by 15%. But stamina regen's 10% slower. Doesn't matter. Scout's busted. You also get access to the second best family perk in the game. Nobody escapes hell. And if you pair that with security pins with a cook, it's busted. Okay. You also have access here to arguably the second best perk in the game, family perk, is Suffocating Grip. It's been kind of tuned down a little bit since the last patch, but it's still extremely strong if the survivor that's grappling you or the victim that's grappling you has taken damage. If they're at full health, still going to be a little tough, especially against Lelands and Annas and things like that. But at least it's balanced now, because it was previously absolutely broken. Loadouts. Again, one loadout, chat. Serrated, Feral, Scout. Suffocating Grip, pop off the chest burster and bring up your savagery to 47. Don't go above 47. 47 and 50 are the same time to kill on Hitchhiker. So you're maxing out your savagery essentially by only going to 47. I don't care about feeding, so I'm getting straight to endurance and getting that extra swing in. These 4 points will get you an extra swing as Hitchhiker. Okay? Simple as that. Moving on to Johnny Boy. Once again, nothing has changed on Mr. Johnny. Will breeze right through this. Okay? Star sign ability. He's got one of the worst star signs in the tree or in the game. Hunt is fucking worthless, especially on daytime maps. You can't see the yellow at all. Footprints suck. They don't work. They work better in fucking rush week, dude. But this is the best route. You got to get that quicker recharge, includes clue range, and then you analyze clues 50% faster. Again, when's the last time you've ever used your ability as Johnny in the main mode? Okay. The route. Take the right time. We're going right side. We're going to pick up this beautiful perk called Violent. Your damage is increased by 20% when carrying a full blood vial. Absolutely the best perk for him right here, outside of the perk at the top. We'll explain that in a minute. Winddoom, great for family house, great pickup. Get that Unrelenting. Endurance is increased by 7 points. This is a necessity perk. This will be the next perk that you're going to want to definitely scoop up. You're going to then take a right at this intersection and continue up, and then take a right at the top to get the final perk, which is Scout. We all know Scout Johnny. We all know how it works. Movement speed is increased by 15%. Absolutely crazy. Hit that last perk, Grandpa perk, well, which is also another great perk outside of Family House. Winddoom is a better perk for that. Again, the build is going to be Violent, Unrelenting, and Scout. And with the allocation of points, it allows you to get Savagery to 50 and Endurance to 50. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 21 swing build. With this build, you can swing with Johnny 21 times before you stam out. Busted, okay? On top of adding Violent with 50 Savagery, Johnny becomes a 4-hit kill anytime that you have a full vial. Don't feed with Johnny. Again, these extra 2 points into blood harvesting or whatever, you don't even have to put those in, but I have OCD, so I'm just going to make sure all attribute points are dumped. This is a massive 4-hit kill, 21 swing build. It's just busted. Welcome to Johnny. Okay. Moving on to Sissy. Since the last build video, we have decided to revert back to the chase of all chase builds. Absolutely making Sissy a menace, impossible to get away from, as well as unable to heal. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're going to go ahead and start with the star sign once again. Her Bane. Increase cloud duration. Increase that cloud to 50 seconds. You then will increase the poison duration, which will allow them to stumble for an additional 1.5 seconds. And then the toxic cloud, which is, again, essentially your bleed damage, kind of like the bleed damage side of Hitchhiker's perk. This toxic cloud seeps into their veins and it will allow them to slowly tick away their health. Don't fucking poison pickup locations and don't poison the battery, guys. It's fucking worthless. Definitely toxic cloud. The route. We are officially back to insanely fast Hussein Bolt Sissy. Okay. First things first, scoop up the blood barrel. Universal donor. Pop on over to exterior alarms, ladies and gentlemen. Best perk in the game. Best grandpa perk in the game. Pop on up, and at this intersection, take a right, because guess what? Scouts immediately accessible. Getting that movement speed increase is key. Pop on up, grab this ETO, and then the second perk here that you're going to want to be in the meta build for Sissy is fired up. After running out of stamina, there's a 75% less delay before stamina starts regenerating again. Absolutely key. Pairing fired up and scout together, and then popping on up here to get the final perk. You're going to take a left at this intersection. You're going to pop on up, get the arguably the second best grandpa perk in the game, Nobody Escapes Hell. And you're going to pop on up over here and get Wired Frame. Wireframe allows you to traverse gaps at 40% speed, faster speed, and 60% faster through crawl spaces. Sissy is a fucking menace now. With this build, she's been a menace. Her savagery is just god awful. Base savagery at 10 points is crazy. They really need to buff her for that. However, just dumping everything into savagery and being able to chase, they can't ever heal or get away from you. This build is essentially a bully build. Essentially. What are you going to do? I'm going to gap through there and get there 60% faster. Like, it's just so strong. This used to be the best build on Hitchhiker before they fucked up his tree and moved shit around. But yes, absolutely meta build for Miss Sissy. Okay? And again, with access to Nobody Escapes and exterior, let's say somebody's running exterior alarms on your team, put this on. Let's say somebody's already running Nobody Escapes Hell on your team, put this on. Does that make sense? Always take a look at the lobby. Make sure you're making your choices correctly. Moving on to Nancy. Moving on to the worst killer in the game, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nancy. Skill tree, we're going to go ahead and start with the star sign ability. Once again, it's been the same since jump. Reduce the ability cooldown, get that quicker recharge rate, and make sure you're clear vision. That way you guys can spy on them through your eyeball ability and see the location a lot clearer than if you weren't running clear vision. No other way to take these. Don't worry about spying the closest or the furthest victim. They're fucking terrible. Okay? First things first, you're going to want to pop up and take a right and grab the tracker tagged in Universal Donor. Now, there's two builds with Nancy. We're going to go ahead and talk about it. You can grab Dinner Bell as well. Trust me, these three perks on this side are going to be better than these three perks over here. You're then going to want to take a left here and pop on over and grab Pins and Needles. Placing a strand of barbed wire has a 25% chance to not consume an inventory item, which means you can place multiple traps. The best perk for Nancy in the game, you're going to pick up Poison Claws. This essentially gives them rubber legs. Attacks have slight poison effect for 8 seconds. It's essentially a Sissy poison without the bleed damage, but it makes them stumble. 8 seconds is fucking long if you think about it. And when you're dashing, trying to get away and you're stumbling, you're actually consuming the stamina that you are dashing with and not moving because you're stumbling. So be very mindful to dash out of Nancy's Poison Claws because it still takes away your stamina. pop on up, and at this intersection, you're going to take a left. You're going to grab Unrelenting. This is going to be the third perk in the build. Your endurance is increased by 7%. Or 7 points. She is an old lady, okay? It's tough out here, okay, in these streets, all right? Well, once again, an amazing grandpa perk. Grab Down the Rabbit Hole and Brute Strength, pop on up, and grab Strong-Minded, okay? And fill out these attribute points. You're going to pop on over here, and you're going to take a look at her first build, her best build, Poison Claws, Pins and Needles, and Unrelenting, okay? You're going to dump 41 Savagery, and then you're going to dump the rest in Endurance. With Unrelenting, it allows you to get this massively increased to 30, keeping you the ability to run around much more, take a few more swings than you normally would. Great perk. There is a second build, however. And the second build is to get rid of Pins and Needles and run a full 50 blood harvesting universal donor build. If you are on Family House or you are trying to rank up perks with your friends or anything, Nancy is the best at doing this. Simply because she has access to a massive blood harvesting pool and the ability to grab 168 blood a vial. You can feed Grandpa essentially 3 times and get him level 5, okay? It's a really strong build, and if you're feeling frisky or kind of want to switch shit up and just be a feeding machine, she is the best to do it on, okay? Since she's not going to be doing a lot of chasing and killing anyways, you can kind of set her to be, use her eyeball and feed. And that is a Nancy's build. And finally, last but not least, the hands build, the ever-changing hands build. Now that Scout has been officially removed from his tree because Gunn decided that was the best way to nerf him. Still baffled by that, considering the Ripstall ability is still where it's at and still extremely OP. But we'll get to it. We're going to start with this, the star sign. Ripstall, ladies and gentlemen, has not changed. Once again, left, mid, and it's as simple as that. Left, mid. You want to reduce that cooldown to 72 seconds. Every 72 seconds, you will get your Ripstall back if you take this route. Left, mid. The reason why I go mid, once again, is because this is time walled. And you increase damage when you Ripstall, but only for 30 seconds. That completely gets removed. However, it increased damage with your defensive barge. 30% more damage when you hit somebody down a well with this barge. It's better than actually swinging at somebody down the well. So always make sure to save your barge for when you know you're going to hit it, because it does have a janky hitbox. But also just hit them down the fucking well with it, because they take 30% more damage going down that well, which is higher than it would be smacking them with your weapon. Okay, simple. Up the gut. You guys know the deal. Barrier breakers busted. Okay, it's one of those great perks that allows you to break barriers without a Leatherface. It also allows you to break barriers before Leatherface gets upstairs if you are paired with a Leatherface, creating less time for him to do shit upstairs and more patrolling for him, ultimately helping you win games. You're then going to pop on over to the right side, and at this point, make sure you take a left. Okay. When you take a left, you're going to take a left again at this intersection here and grab the second perk, which is Ripstall. This perk prevents you from being double fused as well as double valved. It's a must-have. After using the Ripstall ability on an objective, the object cannot be interacted with by anyone again for 30 more seconds. Absolutely necessity, especially with all these Chacharinos out here running double fuse and double valve tech with Danny's. You're definitely going to want to make sure that you have this perk. Now, last but not least, you're going to pop on up over here, take a left once again at this intersection, and then make sure to take a right. As you guys can see, they had replaced Scout with Unrelenting, and it is no longer the meta side. You want to pop on over and get that fired up. After running out of stamina, there's a 75% less delay before stamina regenerates again. And again, with fired up paired with that, you essentially don't run out of stamina with hands. And it's a necessity, again, to continue to counteract Scout being removed from the tree. Top notch hands build. You guys know the deal. And that's it, man. That is the builds for family. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you guys so much. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. What builds are you running? Let me know, okay? And of course, don't forget to drop a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. That way you guys get notified every time I go live on YouTube, over on Twitch, and anytime that I bring y'all brand new Texas Chainsaw Massacre content. I love you guys a lot, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace out.